Hello, true believers. This is Doc Hogg, and welcome to episode 72 of Comics and Variety. If you like this channel, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I post new videos, and for the sake of YouTube's search algorithm, please do hit the like button. Alrighty, before I get to my comic book review, I want to mention a couple of independent comic books that I'm backing. The first one is Russell by Brian Starkey. The hero of this comic book is a cat named Russell, and he is a gun-toting, hard-drinking, hooker-loving, lovable little fuzzball, who then has to travel in time to rescue the president. What more could you want? Indeed, nothing. So back it. This campaign still has about a month left, but is still a very long way from its flexible goal of $3,000. So let's start moving it along. I'll provide a link to this campaign in the description below. Okay, the second one is called Bric-a-Brac, a fantasy Christmas story. It is written by Ryan Hack, and it has already surpassed its flexible goal of $4,700, which is the good news. The bad news is that it only has 2 days left on its campaign. I'm late in getting to this because of computer problems, which prevented me from uploading videos. But at any rate, I'm going to talk more about why I'm backing this comic book after my review of Batman Superman. Suffice to say that I'm backing it, and I think you should too, and I will provide a link to its Indiegogo campaign in the description below. But get on it fast. As I've said in a previous video, Joshua Williamson is probably my favorite writer in comics right now, and he does not disappoint with this Superman-Batman team-up. Now, in this series, the villain is the Batman Who Laughs, and if you don't know what that is, I'd recommend the Batman Who Laughs series to you. I enjoyed it. However, I would buy it on Kindle instead of the hard copy. I think the Kindle price is a little bit closer to its value, but, you know, that's me. If you haven't read that, the premise is that in a dark alternate universe, Batman kills the Joker. And in doing so, he is infected with a virus that was inside the Joker, a virus that turns him, at least partially, into the Joker. He now has all of Batman's skills along with the Joker's genius and psychopathy. He then destroys his universe and then comes to this universe to do the same. And Batman has to fight an evil version of himself. He defeats him and puts him in a special prison, but the Batman Who Laughs, just like Batman himself, has a contingency plan, and that is where we pick up in Batman Superman. The theme of Batman Superman is paranoia, and here is the brilliance of Williamson. He starts with this conversation between Batman and Superman, in which Batman is asking Superman what he, Superman, would do if he, Batman, were to turn evil. In fact, what Batman is actually doing is trying to see if Superman is infected with the Joker virus. Superman isn't the type to make contingency plans, especially ones that may involve killing, so if Superman did have such a plan, Batman would guess that, you know, he's been infected. Now, they've been asked by James Gordon to track down a kidnapped boy, and after they leave Gordon, we get a hint that Gordon himself has been infected. Then Batman and Superman discover the lair of the Batman Who Laughs and discover molds for 6 batarangs. These batarangs were made by the Batman Who Laughs and were laced with a serum that contains the Joker virus. And each one is designed to infect a particular superhero. It is then that Batman and Superman realize that any of the heroes they know could be infected, and they have no way of knowing who it is. And that sets the stage for all that follows. They encounter Shazam, who has been infected, and Shazam is himself trying to infect Superman. Superman and Batman stop him from doing that, but Shazam gets away. Then Superman infects himself, hoping that he can become only partially infected, you know, still basically keep in control of himself. And he hopes that by being infected, he can trick the Batman Who Laughs into revealing his plan. But it doesn't work. The Batman Who Laughs knows that Shazam didn't infect Superman, and well, then Superman takes the antidote, and he's fine. They also fight James Gordon. Part 3 ends with an infected Blue Beetle attacking Superman and Batman. I have two criticisms here. First, Williamson reveals that James Gordon is infected the first time we encounter him in this series. Why not surprise us a little later on? But that's not a huge problem. The second one, however, is, namely, do we know who some of the Secret Six, the people infected with the Batarangs, actually are? Well, in issue 2, the answer seems to be no. Batman and Superman are here discussing the Shazam who laughs and his attempt to use a Batarang to infect Superman. And then Batman says here that there were 6 other Batarangs. According to this, we don't know. But in issue 3, it seems that we do know at least who 3 of them are, according to these panels. Here, Batman lists off Superman, Shazam, and James Gordon, and then says that leaves 3 more Batarangs and 3 other people who are infected that they don't know about. But then on the final page of issue 3, it says in the next issue the Secret Six will be revealed, which implies that we don't know who any of the 6 infected by the Batarangs are yet. Which obviously is confusing. So is Williamson playing with his readers here? Maybe trying to intentionally confuse us to add to the suspense? I think the likeliest explanation is the simplest, that Williamson and the editors were just a bit sloppy. Otherwise, if you haven't started reading Batman Superman, I highly recommend it. Williamson seems to be delivering again, and it's well worth the price. Okay, let's move on to Bric-a-Brac by Ryan Hack, the new comic book that I'm backing, and here's why I'm backing it. This comic book looks like Santa Claus is going to war, and it involves a boy named Garrett who lives on Sugar Plum Cove, an island on planet Christmas, and he and everyone else on Sugar Plum Cove are protected by the Sugar Plum Fairies, until the Nutcracker Army invades to steal the Christmas spirit. And Garrett must then go on an adventure to find Father Christmas to basically stop the war. Sugar Plum Fairies, the Nutcracker. Basically, Ryan Hack is bringing Christmas tropes into a war story, which I think is awesome. At any rate, that's why I'm backing it, and I think you should too. And again, I will provide a link to the Indiegogo campaign in the description below. Alrighty, that music means that it is time for Hogg's Headlines, all the news that I want to talk about. Dateline, Elizabeth banked on the sisterhood. As you probably know by now, the Charlie's Angels reboot has tanked at the box office. When asked why she rebooted the franchise, star and director Elizabeth Banks said, "You've had 37 Spider-Man movies and you're not complaining. I think women are allowed to have 1 or 2 action franchises every 17 years. I feel totally fine with that." Well, okay, fair enough. But what does Banks blame the lousy ticket sales on? Why, the patriarchy, of course. Banks told the Herald Sun that, quote, "If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies." Well, I hate to break it to Banks, but given the poor box office, it's pretty clear women aren't showing up to see Charlie's Angels either. Gee, what's wrong with the sisterhood? I wonder, though, is Banks right about men not going to see women in action movies? Maybe. I mean, I can't think of any movies that have strong female leads and have done very well at the box office. Can you? Well, when people pointed out to Banks that movies like Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel had done very well at the box office, she doubled down. Quote, "They'll go and see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre. I don't like movies that have women in the lead roles. But, yeah, I'll go see this movie that has a woman in the lead because, well, this is part of a male genre." Said absolutely no sexist pig ever. If a man has a problem with a female in the lead role, he isn't going to care what genre the movie is in. What Banks said should make absolutely no sense to you, and if it does, go see a neurologist. Okay, that's all for now. Until next time, have a very nice day.